Hi, Reuben. I'm Nicole. I'm Marketing Director of BiKi. And could you tell me more about Zcoin and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Reuben. I'm the project steward of Zcoin. So basically, I look after the strategy and management of the project, the direction of the project. And yeah, Zcoin is a privacy-focused coin. We allow people to destroy their coins and then at any time in the future redeem them for brand new ones. And what that does is basically break the transaction links between transactions. So meaning the source of funds is hidden and the sender. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So why do you think there is a need for privacy coin?
So I think first of all, like people always associate privacy with like illegal activities, and
Mm,
that's a real unfortunate thing. I mean, we have to think of it as a basic human right. I think a very easy way to think about it is, for example, we have our own private thoughts. Do you want that to be shared to the world? If everyone could read our minds, wouldn't that be a breach of our personal privacy? I think very few people would allow people to do that, or like access to our mobile devices. Similarly, like financial privacy is also a very important aspect because money makes the world go round. And like with existing coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whenever you pay somebody money or Bitcoin or whatever you call it, you are actually giving up a lot of information about yourself. You are like, for example, if I have 100 Bitcoin in a wallet and I decide to buy a coffee for like 0.0001 Bitcoin or something like that, when the merchant receives that Bitcoin, he immediately knows, first of all, that you have at least 100 Bitcoin. Why should I be giving that information to someone who I buy coffee from?
mm,
And on top of that, like businesses, they have to hide how much they're paying their employees, who their
mm,
suppliers are, and stuff like that. And you can't do that without privacy.
mm. So what are your thoughts on other projects such as Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin implementing their own privacy features?
So I mean, like we've been recently looking at the news. Like Bitcoin has been doing a lot of coin mixing services, and we are
Mm,
seeing regulated exchange actually ban those type of transactions from coming in.
mhm,
And coin join and whatnot is kind of like a stopgap. It isn't very good at protecting privacy. It highlights the usage, and like Litecoin also is doing it in a sort of like extension blocks, like something on the side. So I feel that privacy, or even Ethereum, is like interact with this smart contract and get privacy. So rather than like a holistic situation, it's almost like a tack on. And when you have a tack on and you have all this other stuff that you need to interact with smart contracts and all this other stuff, it becomes really hard to protect privacy. While with a privacy focused cryptocurrency, we can gear all our features.
So could you tell me more about Lelantis?
Hmm,
What is it and why is it different from other privacy coins?
Right. So currently we're using something called Sigma, which is called one of many proofs. Basically, it facilitates the burning and redeeming process. Lelantis is a further expansion of this concept and allows people to burn arbitrary amounts. That means I can burn, instead of burning 10 coins and redeeming 10 coins, I can burn 10.576 coins and then redeem zero point 0.23. So
Mm,
the idea of being able to burn and redeem arbitrary amounts has a big improvement on privacy, because then I am not sure where this 0.23 comes from. But with 10 and 10, although there are many people burning 10 and 10, there are certain patterns that can be analyzed.
mhm,
Another thing about Lelantis, it uses very basic cryptography. There's no fancy stuff, so that means people can understand it. You're not just reliant on us to understand the cryptography behind it. There are no such things as trusted setup. And the best thing is that on even you don't even need to redeem it. You can even pass the right to redeem new coins to someone else.
mm,
So what that means is that it offers like almost like totally private transactions. So we're really excited about Lelantis, especially when it compares to other privacy mechanisms. I do feel that Zcoin and Lelantis in particular offers a very good like balance between privacy, auditability, and also like simple to understand systems. Yeah.
Very cool. So I also heard that Zcoin has a new tokenization platform with the Sigma privacy protocol. Can you tell me more about this partnership?
It's not really a partnership. It's more of a additional layer on top of Zcoin. Currently, it's called Exodus, but we might call it something else. The basic idea is to be able to create tokens like a ERC20 token on a Zcoin, but the difference is that you can have our privacy features. So this has actually have a lot of implications. Like if you want to do like a USDT with privacy features, that's possible. You can even do like voting applications on it, like issue a token and have them use those tokens to do voting in a anonymous but verifiable way. And we, of course, to take that even further is to be able to bridge to other chains like Ethereum with more smart contract capabilities. That means, for example, if I have USDT or whatever US stable coin on Ethereum, I can lock that in the smart contract, and that would generate an event to launch like a ZUSD, which can then be used in the private fashion. And when anytime you want to convert it back to the Ethereum, it would allow that. So that's still a work in progress. We're trying to build those like bridges in a semi-trustless fashion, but you can already create tokens on our platform, and the privacy features should be live in about 1 or 2 months or so. Yeah.
Ooh, exciting. Can you tell me more about Znote payments?
By kind of like incentivizing people to host a full node and having some sort of collateral back it. So, like with a Bitcoin, I mean, you can host a Zcoin full node with no collateral, but if you want a special Z node, you have to back it with 1,000 Zcoin. And in return for backing it with 1,000 Zcoin, you can share in the 30% of the block reward. And that currently translates to about 15% return per annum. So if you put in 1,000 Zcoin at the end of the year, maybe about 150 Zcoin, but this number changes depending on how many Z nodes there are. But of course, the idea is that while you have this kind of cyber attack resistant network, you can build services on top of it. So for example, one of the really cool things that you can do is that you can do something called chain locks, which means that your chain will be protected against 51% mining attacks or double spend attacks, because you would need to compromise a significant proportion of the masternode network as well. So I think that kind of combines both the good stuff about proof of work, which is the distribution, and as well as the security and the benefits of like proof of stake. So it kind of merges the two. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. So how many Zcoin masternodes are there out there?
I think right now there are about like 5,000 to 6,000 Z nodes out there. So that is a significant proportion. I think we do have some of the largest amount of nodes for cryptocurrency right now. Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Okay, so how is Zcoin being funded?
So we receive from the block reward 6% of the block reward. So that goes directly to our funding, and that translates to about 13,000 Zcoin a month. And that funds like 15 our team of 15 people, and even like certain outside contractors as well. So we were quite lean. I mean, if you think about it, especially when Zcoin back in December was like $3 or $4, and that was pretty rough because funding a full team with researchers and programmers is not easy. Of course, we are also looking into more decentralized funding mechanisms, and one of them, which is the ZCS, or the Zcoin crowdfunding system, where people can put up proposals and get funded from the community to see the projects like move forward. And we've gotten quite a good response, especially funding like community meetups or smaller graphical tasks, things that can support the Zcoin ecosystem. And what that allows is that you don't have to be reliant on the core team to fund stuff, and hopefully that leads to greater decentralization rather than just a block reward.
Yeah, right. So is this crowdfunding, is that what you mean by is that how you call it, decentralized funding?
Yeah,
So,
I guess. Yeah.
yeah. So could you like explain a little bit more about the different funding types from block rewards versus decentralized funding versus ICO?
Right. So I guess like, with a block reward, we don't get all the monies up front. Like with ICO, you raise the money, you take money from the investors, and then you can do whatever you want with it generally. With a block reward, we don't get it up front. We kind of get it with every block. So it's like a trickle of a small amount of money, which actually aligns our interest, means that we are not incentivized to do an exit scam. We have to work and continue working to continue receiving that block reward. Now with a ZCS, it's more of like, okay, anyone comes up with a proposal, any of the community members want to fund it, and they don't get anything back. It's almost like a donation. Or well, the proposal can put in some perks and whatnot, but that's totally at their discretion.
Yeah.
So that's pretty straightforward as well. Yeah.
I see. Okay, I see. And so okay, right. So Zcoin is primarily being funded by block rewards.
Currently, yes, but we are starting to see quite good traction on the ZCS, and that's hopefully we can get a more even distribution between the two, and we're still looking at alternative governance and funding mechanisms, because although while block rewards align interests, because we are continuing developing and contributing, we want to make sure that we want to decentralize that further.
Good thinking, yeah. So we know that Zcoin is a very popular project in Thailand, and your founder is also Thai. Could you share with us your role in the Thai Democrat Party elections last year?
I think it was the end of 2018. That was actually really interesting, and it might be a repeat of this. Foreman hasn't confirmed it yet, but there's something that may be coming up soonish. So we'll see, fingers crossed. But for that particular election was really interesting because it was the Thai Democrat Party, so it's the oldest political party in Thailand. And what happened was, traditionally, who selects the party leader is just a bunch of senior members of the party saying, okay, we endorse this person.
Yeah.
While then, because he wanted that current president wanted to solidify and make sure that his mandate was there, he was like saying, why don't I open it to the Democrat Party members? That means not just the bigwigs, but even the regular people who are members of the party. And everyone agreed with that, but there was a huge issue with trust, because they were like saying, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, I don't trust the election commission. How am I going to make sure that the votes aren't tampered? And that's kind of how Zcoin's blockchain came into play, where Zcoin is like, there's no administrator that can change the votes there. So that kind of solved a trust issue between there, and that was actually deployed as you could do it with a mobile app. You could go to a polling station, and nationwide there were about 127,000 votes cast nationwide. I think it is the world's first political election on the blockchain at such a scale. I don't think even right now, I don't think anyone has done a blockchain election of this scale yet. So that's pretty big, and we are hoping to scale this up even further.
No, that is a very fascinating case study of Zcoin. So I mean, when you say something coming up soon, I don't imagine you're alluding to the next election in 2023.
I mean, there's another election coming up. They are of course evaluating solutions. We have been asked to propose. But I also have not been given full details on that. So, but it just sounds really exciting to me. And
yes, definitely. So, is there anything else that you want to share with our community and our audience? What to look out for? Zcoin, now that Zcoin is listed on BiKi.
Yeah, so really excited to be listed on BiKi. I think we've been trying to get on for quite a while, and it's good to have another USDD pairing. I think that further solidifies, Zcoin as a USDT is really useful and stuff like that, and we hope that we'll be reaching out to a new community with BiKi, and hopefully we can work together, maybe with staking or other sort of initiatives. I guess we can talk about that later. But I mean, if you want to join our community, we have a website at zcoin.io with a very active Telegram and Discord community. If you want to get into mining, we are one of the most profitable coins to mine on the GPU right now. So and they are actually really exciting things to weigh in your opinion on, such as proof of work algorithm change. What should the block rewards be divided? Those are all ongoing discussions right now. So if you want to find out more, you want to weigh in, please join our community and forums. Yeah.
Yay, cool. Thanks, Reuben. Thank you for your time
Thank
today.
you.